Now let's look at this figure at 21-46. Now before we really get into this in detail, I would like just to caution you that you should look at this 513.3, but I like to look at C1. Keep this in mind. When you're wiring in a aircraft hangar, you want to notice it's just a maintenance and storage type area. Look at that, see? That'd be C1, 513 dot 3, C as in car 1. Then C2, aircraft painting. You're going to be painting the aircraft in there. You want to look at that. And then C3, you're cutting the area off with ventilation or you're pressurizing the area. And those are three things to me that's the most important thing when you walk into that aircraft hangar, to see how it's being used. And 513.3 C1, C2, and C3 is you want to look at those title heads and choose. Which one? Is it just maintenance that's being performed? Or is there painting? Or do we have ventilation to kind of maybe change the classification? And if you want more information, more bolts and nuts, look at NFPA 33, and that would give you a lot of good information about these aircraft hangars. So now, kind of keep that in mind, and I just wanted to, instead of paraphrasing, I wanted just to read the title head to you so there'd be no mistake. But now, notice what you're looking at. You want those boundaries. And the boundaries, you got to go to 513.3 A, B, C, and D to get that. Now, first thing, what about those lighting fixtures? You said, well, they're over 10 feet above the engines and shall be permitted in general purpose enclosures, which in 517.7C gives us permission. Then next, you'd look at the 5 foot, and the 5 foot above any engine enclosure is going to be a classified area, and usually that's a class 1 division 2. And then you notice you have the 10-foot rule here that's above the wing and engine that you look at there, right around where the wing and the engine is there. Then you drop down to the wing itself, because you have usually fuel is in those wings. And then notice it's a 5-foot boundary that we look at. That's a class 1 division 2. And then if you look at to the left of the illustration, right at the left, the title head is class 1 division 2 up to 18 inches above all floor and all areas not separated. You know, you'll have a separating wall, or you'll be above the classified area in some manner. And notice it illustrates that. Then the pit, it's still going to be a class 1 division 1 location here soon. And then again, you have that 5-foot rule. So basically what this requires, if you're a designer, installer, or an inspector, when you go into that aircraft hangar, what is the maximum size plane that you're going to allow in here, and then see if you get these boundaries based upon the size of that plane. Is it a jumbo? Is it a Super 80? Is it just one a jet that is for rental, that they put in there? And then if the aircraft hangar is adequate to store that plane, work on it, paint it, do whatever that you have to do with it. And so this is basically what is required. Then right below to the left of the illustration, wiring in or under the floors in a class 1 division 1 location. So that makes the concrete and everything underneath it is class 1 division 1 type location. And then the thing that has given trouble with designers, installers, and inspectors, we seem to have a disagreement between them, is a room or area adjacent that's cut off with a properly designed wall to isolate the room or area. Then it's not considered to be in the hazardous location under any circumstances. So they've kind of pointed out some of these requirements that we must be aware of. And then notice if you're painting the aircraft in any way, then you have a 30-foot rule you got to look at that you would pick up in 513.3C2 of the NEC. So that's what this figure 21-46 is illustrating, the classification of the locations in a hangar in accordance with 513.3A through D as in dog, and that's what this illustration is illustrating to the user of the NEC.